This bike gets me so many girls. Do not believe anyone who tells you that this bike doesn't get you girls. This bike is only a 250, but let me tell you something. Girls don't know. They just see a nice black bike, think it's hot, think it looks fast, so it goes fast. So that's it. And the sound. So I'm gonna be honest, when you're on the highway, this will sound like an absolute scooter. This will not sound very nice on the highway, okay? However, once you're on the regular roads, she's not that bad for a 2-cylinder. She has a nice purr to her, so let's hear it out. Not bad. You know, this is the stock exhaust. I kept everything stock because I didn't want to reach out the carburetor or mess around with it any more than it needs to. It's a slow bike. There's no point in trying to make it something it's not. Just kind of appreciate it for what it is. So let's hear it off again. Not bad, not bad. This bike I've had for almost over a year, so I've had my fair share of experience on it. I've ridden her as much as I can, almost every day. So I've kind of experienced everything she has to offer, from highways to city roads to back roads to twisties. So I'm gonna explain everything honestly, and I'm gonna keep it real with you guys. Is a Ninja 250 enough? Is it not enough? Should you start off on a 400? What should you do? So let's get into it. Nice and tight. There we go. All right, let's kick her off. So we're on gravel, so we're gonna take it a little slow here. We're not gonna get too fast. So right now it's in the fall season. The leaves are falling off the trees. Beautiful. Apologies if the exhaust is a bit too loud. I don't have anything kind of noise canceling, so hopefully my voice isn't too muffled by the exhaust. It's probably going to be really bad on the highway. That's just kind of how it is. But yeah, we're gonna try to keep it reasonable speed. I'm gonna obviously push top speed when I can and show you guys honestly the max I can handle. So me, I weigh about I'd say between 170 to 180. With gear, I'm probably hovering around 190. So I'm kind of a light guy, pretty muscular build, but you guys are gonna get to see. All right. So right now we're in third gear. Wait till you guys get to see this beautiful view. Look at this. Right in Cornwall, Ontario. It's beautiful. It's called 1,000 Rocks Island. In French, it's called Ile de Mille Roches. Means 1,000 rocks. Beautiful. And we got a nice little hit from that car. It's okay. All right. So like I said, she handles really well. She is a lighter bike, so the wind you're gonna see once I get on the highway, it's gonna start pushing me left and right. It's fine. Honestly, you can't do much about it. You just kind of have to have a strong grip, squeeze your thighs, be in control of everything. She's very nimble. She likes to move around easily, so you can easily shift her. Really not a worry. Now you guys are gonna get to see how it handles on the highway. So can she handle the highway? A lot of people say she can't. Yes, she can. Don't listen to people. I'm in 5th gear right now, and as you can see, I'm about to hit 120. I still have one more gear to play with. Obviously, the speedometer is a bit higher, so I found it's usually around 5 kilometers more than what it really is. So maybe I'm like 115, 9,000 RPM. I still have more to play with. And let's push it now to 6, see her top speed. Show you guys that she can highway. She can do everything you need her to do. So let's get that high top speed. Let's go. Fully tucked in. So right now we're about 160, 163. There you go. That's top speed, baby. Almost redlining her. So. All right. So We got a dose of the top speed of the 250. Honestly, not bad for a 250. It's the fastest 250 you'll ever find. It's more than enough top end. The only problem I would say on the highway that I've kind of suffered is you don't have much torque, right? Once you're in sixth gear, you're kind of out of acceleration. So if somebody or some car is kind of being going over the speed limits, they're not really caring that you're there, which honestly none of them care that you're there, and you want to get out of the situation. Sometimes you can kind of torque yourself and get out of there. It depends on the distance, but often not. I find myself that I kind of have to let them pass. So that's the only problem I would say with the 250. Maybe the 300 fixes it. Definitely the 400. If you're looking for a bike that can do everything and you don't really care about speeding, just get yourself a 400 and you can kind of keep it forever. But if you want a bike to really kind of learn on, push its limits, enjoy playing with the gears, the 250 is the best choice. Not even a 300. I would just stick with the 250. Very economical, and you can find her for very good prices, and she's a beautiful bike. She's a beautiful bike, man. I'm not even gonna lie. This is why I'm gonna keep her forever. She's not fast, but she looks fast. She has the look that everybody wants. You're not really missing out on much. So as you can see, it's super windy, and the wind almost took me out. So that's the second problem, right? The first problem is the torque on the highway. The second problem is that because it's such a light bike, it's such a light engine, it looks bigger than what it really is. The wind is gonna take you out like it's nothing, right? So you really have to keep a firm grip, keep your thighs in, especially on a windy day like this. You can't really zone out. You have to stay concentrated with all these trucks passing by. That's the second problem with the 250. It's so lightweight that the wind is going to take you left and right, and you just have to kind of brace it and be ready for it. It is scary sometimes, I'm not going to lie, but I've handled it pretty well. It's not the biggest issue, and if you're riding only in the summer, usually, depending on where you live, there's not going to be many winds in the summer. It's more of a calmer days, maybe some storms, sure, but on average, it's more calm. So right now we're in fourth gear. In fourth gear, it can do about 80 at 8,000 RPM. So she has enough top end. All right? So if you're worried about top end speed not being enough for the highway, it's fine. She'll do it. And I believe in miles per hour, you can get around 95 to 100 miles per hour when you do the conversion. All right. The brakes on the bike are honestly pretty good, but they're not the best, especially the front brake. The way the caliper is designed, you really have to squeeze it in. It's not like the other bikes where, well, it's not hydraulic, right? It's cable. However, I found that regardless, you still have to squeeze it really tight for it to start working on the front brake. The rear brake is much better, much more normal. But it's not like the other bikes where as soon as you snap it, you're gonna like hit a front wheelie. No, it takes a while. I'll show you guys. So I really have to snap it if I really want to stop. So the brakes aren't the best, but they're more than enough for what the bike is. It doesn't need anything stronger than this. If you're worried about needing to brake, you shouldn't even be driving as fast, to be honest with you. Always keep a distance between you and the next car. I see a lot of people, they always tailgate the other car. It's not worth it, it's too dangerous. Alright, so we're gonna see how we can kind of pass all these trucks. As you can see, it still has torque on the highway. It's still gonna get you by slow cars and trucks and all that, so don't worry about that. That's more of an issue on the 125. For everything else, it's kind of good, you know? You're not gonna beat a Beamer on the highway, but Alright. So she stops on a dime. Good rear brake. Throttle response is very good, honestly. It's really built like, it's kind of built like a Super Sport with a laid back engine. She's very nimble. She handles twisties super well. They're super fun to handle twisties on her. You can easily lean the bike. Bad knee pads, I try to scrape. Alright. And obviously, once you're on the regular roads, the bike is going to smoke regular cars. The torque, unless you have some form of sport car, you're going to get smoked. That's the beauty of it. In terms of gears, she shifts pretty good. It's not a quick shifter, obviously, by any means, but the gearbox works very well. It's very consistent, very reliant. Hasn't given me any issues. Overall, great buy, great bang for your buck. Let's slow down. We're gonna pull in here. I'm not familiar with any of these roads, so I'm really trying to keep it cool. Don't do anything reckless. But yeah, so let's pull into this little mall strip and park near the Apex spot. It's a nice spot. All right, so this is it. This is the Ninja 250. Beautiful bike. Change the lights. Um, change the reflectors. Put some decals on it. Put some freedom sliders to make her look more mean. But honestly, great bike. I have no regrets. Curvy Sage here has no regrets. And if you're interested, definitely you should pick up this bike if you find a great deal. It looks good in all its colors. I like black the most. And yeah, so get this bike and don't look back.